What if I told you that with just $25 a week, you could turn your portfolio worth over $500,000, generating over $5,000 per month in passive income? Sounds unbelievable, right? But guess what? It's not only possible, but it's also a strategy that the wealthiest investors use. And today, I'm going to break it all down for you using a real-life example. Meet Dave, an ordinary guy with an average job, making $45,000 per year. He wasn't a financial expert, nor did he inherit any wealth. But one simple habit changed his financial future. He started investing just $25 per week into a dividend reinvestment plan, DRIP. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how Dave took a small weekly investment and turned it into financial freedom. And I promise, it's simpler than you think. So, grab your $25, hit that like button, and let's get started. The secret to building wealth. Here's a fact most people don't realize. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how much you invest and how smartly you do it. Dave learned this the hard way. Fresh out of college, he landed a job making $45,000 per year. Like most of his friends, he assumed that the key to financial success was getting a raise, working harder, and maybe even starting a side hustle. But no matter how many hours he put in, he always found himself struggling with bills, rent, and unexpected expenses. One day, Dave had a conversation with his older coworker, Tom, who seemed oddly stress-free about money. Tom wasn't making a massive salary, yet he had a growing investment portfolio and a plan to retire early. Intrigued, Dave asked him for advice, and that's when he heard something that changed his perspective forever. Wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how well you make your money work for you. Dave decided to implement his advice in his money management plan. Dave also has a friend named Mike. Let's compare Dave's approach to his friend Mike's. Mike earns $200,000 per year, drives a luxury car, and lives in an expensive apartment. He goes on vacations, eats out every day, and buys the latest gadgets. Despite his high income, he has no investments and no savings. His lifestyle inflates with every raise, so he's stuck in a cycle of spending and working just to maintain his lifestyle. Dave earns $45,000 per year, but instead of spending everything, he commits to investing just $25 per week into DRIP stocks. He doesn't try to time the market. He doesn't chase risky investments. He just invests consistently and reinvests his dividends. Fast forward 30 years, and guess what? Dave has built a portfolio worth over $823,000, generating more than $5,280 per month in passive income, while Mike, despite his high salary, is still stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. The key lesson: the wealth formula. Most people think the formula for wealth is earn more equals get rich, but in reality, it's invest consistently plus time plus compound growth equals financial freedom. Dave realized that the power of investing wasn't in the amount, it was in the habit. Even though he was only setting aside $25 a week, that small habit would snowball into a life-changing amount of wealth over time. And this is where DRIP comes in, the ultimate passive income strategy that changed everything for Dave. Let's break it all down. What is DRIP, the ultimate passive income strategy? When Dave first heard about DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Plan, from his coworker Tom, he didn't think much of it. He assumed that investing was only for people who had thousands of dollars lying around. But when Tom explained the concept, Dave realized that this was the key to turning a small investment into a fortune over time. DRIP is a simple, hands-off strategy that allows you to reinvest the dividends you earn back into buying more shares of the stock, without you having to do anything. It's like planting a seed and letting it grow into a money tree that keeps getting bigger and bigger. Let's break it down into 5 simple steps using Dave's real-life journey. Dave buys shares of a dividend-paying stock. This is like planting the first seed. That stock pays him dividends, a small amount of money just for holding the shares. Instead of taking the dividends as cash, Dave reinvests them into buying more shares. This means his money is always working for him. Those new shares also pay dividends, which then buy even more shares, just like a tree producing more seeds. This cycle repeats forever, and his portfolio grows exponentially. At first, the growth is slow, but after a few years, Dave notices something amazing. His dividends are buying more shares than his actual weekly contributions. This is why DRIP is often called the snowball effect of investing. Just like a small snowball rolling down a hill, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, and eventually becomes an unstoppable force. Why DRIP is perfect for beginners. Dave wasn't a stock market expert. He didn't have time to study charts, analyze financial reports, or trade stocks every day, but DRIP allowed him to build wealth without stress. Here's why it worked so well for him. Automatic growth. He didn't need to do anything once his dividends were set to reinvest. It happened automatically. No need to time the market. Whether the stock price was up or down, he kept buying shares consistently. Compounding power. Every new share earned him more dividends, which bought even more shares, creating a never-ending cycle of growth. Start small, grow big. Dave started with just $25 per week, and over time, it turned into hundreds of thousands of dollars. At first, Dave didn't believe that investing such a small amount could make a difference. But when he saw his dividends growing larger every year, he knew he had made the right choice. And here's where things get even more exciting. The true power of DRIP lies in how it takes advantage of compound interest and dollar cost averaging. 1. The magic of compound interest. How Dave's $1,000 turned into $4,300. Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." Let's look at Dave's journey. He invested $1,000 in a stock that paid a 5% annual dividend. In year 1, he earned $50 in dividends. Instead of cashing out, he reinvested that $50 to buy more shares. By year 10, his original $1,000 investment had grown to $1,629. By year 30, it had grown to over $4,300, without him adding a single extra dollar. Now imagine if Dave kept adding small investments every week. His portfolio skyrocketed in value. 2. Dollar cost averaging. How Dave beat market crashes. Most people panic when the stock market crashes, but not Dave. Instead of trying to time the market, he invested automatically every week, no matter what the market was doing. When stock prices were high, he bought fewer shares. When stock prices were low, he bought more shares. Over time, his average cost per share was lower than most investors. By staying consistent, Dave was able to ride out market fluctuations and keep building wealth steadily. The power of investing $25 a week. Let's break down Dave's numbers. Investing just $25 per week equals $100 per month equals $1,200 per year. After 1 year, his portfolio might be worth $2,560. In 10 years, it could grow to $27,825. By year 20, it could reach $145,500. By year 30, Dave was sitting on $823,000, generating $5,280 per month in passive income. And here's the best part. Dave never made more than $50,000 a year. If Dave can do it, so can you. How to supercharge DRIP and grow even faster. Want to accelerate your results like Dave did? Here's how. 1. Increase your weekly investment. Instead of $25 per week, Dave later increased it to $50 per week. Result? His portfolio doubled in value, growing to over $1.6 million in 30 years. 2. Pick the right stocks. Dave's portfolio. Dave focused on 4 categories of stocks. Blue chip dividend stocks, which are stable and reliable. Dividend aristocrats, companies that have increased dividends for 25 plus years. High yield dividend stocks, these are higher than average dividend payers. Growth-oriented dividend stocks, these are stocks that increase in value while also paying dividends. This balanced strategy allowed Dave to maximize both growth and income. Final breakdown. Can this portfolio retire you? Let's recap Dave's results. In 10 years, approximately $27,825. In 20 years, approximately $145,500. In 30 years, approximately $823,000. And at year 30, Dave's portfolio paid him over $5,280 per month in passive income, more than enough to retire comfortably. Dave didn't start rich. He didn't gamble on risky investments. He simply followed the DRIP strategy. reinvested his dividends, and let time and compounding do the work. Why this works for anyone. Most people assume you need huge salaries or complex investments to retire rich, but Dave proved that's not true. Even if you start with just $25 per week, the power of DRIP and compound growth can turn it into a multi-million-dollar portfolio over a lifetime. So, what's stopping you? If you're serious about building a million-dollar dividend portfolio, then watch the next video. Hit like, subscribe, and let's build your dividend empire.